Broadcasting live from the Business Radio X studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio, spotlighting the city's best businesses and the people who lead them.
Lee Cantor here with Stone Payton, another episode of ATDC Radio. And Stone, this is going to be a fun one.
Hey, man, the entire day has led us up to this crescendo. This is what it's all been about. This is our headliner. Now, we've had a fantastic day. We've caught up with some old friends, made some new ones. I love coming down here to ATDC, visiting with these folks. This episode is going to be no exception. Please join me in welcoming to the broadcast Principal with Smart Gladiator LLC, Mr. Puga Sankara. How are you, man?
I'm doing all right. How about you guys?
We are doing well. Well, tell us about Smart Gladiator. How are you serving folks?
Smart Gladiator is a mobile IoT wearable technology for supply chain. We've all been to retail stores, and you guys have seen the scan guns, right?
Right.
So that's the old school technology.
That's the old way of doing things.
Exactly. Retailers use that, obviously that was originally designed for retail because in the stores that's what they used to get the count of product, inventory, and so forth. And that was also used in the distribution center, right? Obviously, there are a lot of things. When we go to Starbucks, if we don't find our favorite drink or favorite pastry, we get mad, right?
Yes.
But there is a lot of things that happen behind the scenes to make sure, when we show up at that store, right? It could be Starbucks, Polar All Flower, that favorite shirt, that favorite pastry, favorite drink is available. So there are a lot of people moving boxes, driving trucks, and making sure the product gets to the right place. So all this action, that happens in the distribution center, right? And obviously, while all this is happening, we got to make sure that inventory count is accurate when the inventory is moved from one place to another. So that's what they use these scan guns to, collect data to report that inventory count into the, a WMS. That's technically you can call that as the nervous system of supply chain, right?
And so it was done historically, annually, with those scan guns counting. There's 14 pastries at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, right?
That is exactly right, yes. And in the distribution center, it's even fast-paced because, whatever happens, I got to get that $1 million shipment out of the door by that, evening, 4 p.m., 5 p.m. If it's a parcel, it's even more sensitive because it's going to the customer and think about all the things that happen, before Christmas, right?
Right.
The last thing,
or perishable items, right?
Exactly. Oh, yeah.
That's even higher risk, right?
Absolutely. All that has to happen is one truck gets stuck somewhere, and everything that's perishable in the truck is gone if there is a delay in getting the issue resolved.
So
right?
This is there was a blunt instrument kind of way to deal with this historically. So you guys came up with a better answer?
Exactly. So we came up with a wearable technology with which it's hands-free. We also have capabilities where they can work eyes-free. That means, voice enabled. It's hands-free, eyes-free. So when I have a scan gun so big, it's almost 2 pounds, and I'm constantly keeping it down, picking it back up. I'm dropping it. The warehouses are so big, and I'm riding my forklift and, reach
and
truck,
you're scanning the codes, the barcodes.
Exactly, scanning all kinds of barcodes and, making sure my inventory count is accurate, making sure I'm picking the right product, right? Well, all that is, they're doing all this with this big bulky gun, and we came up with a wearable technology where we can, wear that. That's so easy to use, with the touchscreen technology, and we all see millennials walking into the distribution center, right? These are young kids that pretty much, grew up on touchscreen technology.
Right, so they're familiar. They don't have to kind of be educated on conceptually what it is.
Exactly. It reduces the training time significantly. That's one reason we have one big customer that bought this because they used to spend like days training them, and now they're spending, especially because their peak is 10 times of a regular volume, and that peak lasts for 2 months, 8 weeks. That's it. And for that reason, they got all these guns, and they have these stored in their warehouse, and they take those out fully ready to go, turn them on and connect to the system and everything, and use that only for those 2 months, 8 weeks. And imagine if you have to spend one more day, 2 more days, 3 more days training these people just for this 2 months, 8 weeks, right? So when they have a technology like ours that's touchscreen, so easy to use, it reduces that training time significantly.
So now, how exactly does your thing work? So it's a keyboard that attaches to my arm?
Correct. It's a more smartphone that attaches to your arm, and then there is also a scanner that goes along with it.
And
So
that's on my finger?
correct. That's on your finger, or even much more modern technologies have come. It's some some of them look like a Spider-Man thing. You wear like a
So I just
Spider-Man,
kind
and then
of
you
have to move my hand in front of it, and that's doing the scanning. I don't have to
Correct.
hold the machine
exactly.
that weighs 2 pounds
Exactly.
and lift it up.
Exactly.
I just have to move my arms up and down, and that's going
Correct.
deet, 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 and
Correct.
then and I can make adjustments with the
Correct. You
keypad that's on my arm.
exactly. So typically the way it works is in a distribution center, they are performing multiple functions, right? They're receiving product, they're running waves and fulfilling orders, and for that manner they're picking orders, picking
So it
product
has to
into
flex
cartons.
to do both.
All different functions,
Right.
and then they're manifesting at the back end. They are doing replenishments from reserve locations into the actual pick from locations, and they're doing put away, and they're doing cycle counts, right? Making sure the inventory count is accurate, because when a DC has everything, all the inventory count is accurate. It's
And
so
DC
easy to
means
operate.
distribution center.
Correct. Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks for calling out that acronym. Sorry about that. We all take liberty and make assumptions that everybody knows everything. So yes, exactly. So when an inventory count is accurate, everything runs smoothly because people trust the system. People know, hey, when I see 10 units and I go to the location and see
There's
there
10.
are really going to be 10. Yes.
Right, instead of 4.
Exactly.
Then I got a problem.
Exactly. That's why that inventory count is very, very important. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And that inventory account is the lifeblood of the organization. 'Cause
Absolutely.
If it's wrong, and then the truck might not be full, or it could be
Yes.
too full, or
Yes.
there could
I
be
mean,
lots of problems.
Yes, it impacts the culture of the organization, because I've been to so many distribution centers where people didn't have that discipline, right? And I mean, everybody learns, and they get better and better. But I've been to some DCs where when we start, they didn't understand the discipline. The culture was, oh, I'll take this and I'll keep it there, or oh, this is, I don't know where it is, oh, I'll just drop it here. They don't pay attention
Right, but
to
there's
it.
a price to be paid
Exactly.
for that.
And then you see this effect, oh my God, where is it? And people don't trust the system. I thought I kept it there. Hey, it was not there. Oh, the system says 4, but when I go there, it's only 2. Oh, why
Right,
is
but
it
that
2? Oh,
the other 2 might be somewhere else.
Exactly,
You don't even
because
know it.
the team member did not follow the discipline. And then once they see this, man, okay, let's follow the discipline. They go through a rough patch, and then they realize, oh my God, we got to get this right. And they all, all hands on deck, let's get this right. And they, we get in and do an inventory count and get, garbage in, garbage out, right?
Right, if you
So,
don't have that
exactly.
accuracy, and if it's not easy to do, then people don't do it.
Exactly.
So it really affects the culture of the company as well by making it easy and I guess even fun in some ways for young people to play with these toys, right? This is a different toy than they used to play with this heavy gun, right?
Yes. It opens up a lot more possibilities. I mean, because this this device is such a powerful technology. I mean, literally, if you
it's a computer, right?
Exactly, it's a computer. It can do a lot of things, and the camera is very, very powerful in that. It can do a lot of. I mean, there are a lot of things that can be done with the computing power that's available in the arm. Mm-hmm. We are only scratching the surface at this point. I mean, all we are doing is we have a simple app. I mean, the big value prop that Smart Gladiator brings to the table is that we make it, the enterprise grade apps are all very, monotonous, very not much thought has gone into developing it in terms of UI, UX. And that's what Apple completely changed the game, right?
Right.
I mean, Apple made, it's so easy to use.
Right, it's
so
intuitive.
Exactly. Right. That's why a grandma is able to take an iPad
and just
watch
pick it up and figure it out.
Same thing as a baby, right? Baby takes it and figures it out faster than,
right.
us. So all that can be, we bring all that in this device, into the enterprise. That's, especially in supply chain.
So now the value to the customer is that it's probably easier to get the younger people to use this and be compliant and adhere to the rules of the game, right? And they're doing it properly.
Correct.
So you're getting more accurate counts.
Correct.
You're getting more usage. Probably they're using it more reliably and effectively.
Correct.
So that saves time and money.
Correct.
That means the trucks are full.
Correct.
That means they're not getting shipments wrong, or they're not ordering things they don't need because somebody put it in the wrong place.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So it affects the bottom line.
Exactly. It reduces training cost. It's so easy to use. And overall, it's easy to troubleshoot. Hey, it's like a smartphone, right? I mean, if people need to troubleshoot today, the culture is, something doesn't work, all right, ship it today, ship it to the vendor, or get it fixed, and then wait for 2 weeks, and then get it back, and then all right, no. So that's made it easier. And then also from a IT perspective, it's a very flexible platform. If they want to do one more thing, hey, I want to add one more app because I want to accomplish one more thing. I want my users to.
So that's possible now. Whereas those guns, you can't. They are what they are, pretty much.
Correct. You can do it, but it's just that extra pain. It's not as painful as that, because Android is something everybody knows, and you can easily get developers, and you can easily build another app, and it's a very flexible platform, and we offer that too. I mean, basically, we have all kinds of apps wherein if they have the program is called a terminal emulation program. That is the program that runs on these devices that connect to the old school computer, AS400 or Unix or Windows or whatever that is. It connects, and then basically they're able to log on to the WMS, warehouse management system, through these devices. And then we can also we also have a browser app through which they can do everything same, do the thing using a browser. And then we also have something called RDP. That's a remote desktop connection. That's part of Microsoft. Microsoft came up with that technology, and many Microsoft users, many customers that use that Microsoft servers, they use that. So we support all kinds of things. And somebody comes up with
can you make it do this? You probably can, right?
Exactly.
That's possible.
Exactly. And also, Android. What Google has done a really, really great job is that. Google provides a lot of ML and AI tools within Android. Mm-hmm. So we are able to take advantage of those tools as well. That's because, when in enterprises, we have to develop everything from scratch. I mean, that's going to be expensive.
Right, because it's custom for that organization.
So that's pretty cool as well. I mean, we are exploring, tinkering with few things, but, we haven't done anything fully developed yet. But one thing that we have done really well is taking advantage of the native Google Voice engine. So that's how we are able to make it.
So now you can talk to it, not just kind of point at it.
Exactly. So now, before I had this big gun. So I have to look at it, punch in the data, and then keep it down, do my job, come back and pick it up.
Right.
So we made the wearable. So now I'm doing all this. So I'm not constantly keeping it down and picking it back up. I still have to look at the screen. In the voice world, I don't even have to look at the screen. I wear it, or I even put it in my waist, and then I have a headset, and then I have a speaker attached to it, and then I keep
talking. Like a microphone where
you
can just talk into the microphone.
Exactly.
Wow. So the future looks bright, huh?
Exactly. So that's one part of it. And then the other part of it is we also have something called image-enabled supply chain. One big problem with this, in supply chain is when I am moving, whatever product, merchandise, in the form of pallets, from point A to point B. Point A, everybody does a great job. There is a distribution center, there is a warehouse manager, there is outbound supervisor. These guys all pack these shipments, pack it, put it nicely in pallets. They load all those pallets on the truck.
And then
they
it's
even
gone.
put pillows. Yeah, they even put pillows in between the pallets because when you're shipping a very expensive refrigerator, right? Very expensive.
You don't want any dings or any problems.
TVs, right? Big TVs. I mean,
you can't afford that.
Exactly. So they, you'll be amazed to see how much, we have all kinds of pictures.
So what's
in
it like
database.
when I get to the store? I bet that they don't have the same level of care.
Exactly. So it's, especially there are 3PL businesses, they do all this work on behalf of big brands like Whirlpool, Samsung, right? All those things that happen. So this warehouse manager is doing a great job and then shipping it out, and then it goes to some place, and then when they open it up, for some reason it's damaged. So these guys, put so much care and did everything, and now they're being asked, for they're getting a claim because that's damaged, and these guys have no idea what happened.
How is that possible?
Exactly. And now with our, we have an app called LoadProof, and with that app, these guys are taking pictures of all the, hey.
That's right. Hey, when I left here, it was good.
Exactly.
I got some here.
I did my job right. I did my job right.
And then now I have proof.
Exactly.
So you know where the problem is.
Exactly. In the old-fashioned world, they took pictures, but imagine, they had an old digital camera.
Right.
They took the picture, and there was a memory card, and they'll take that and then put it in the computer, copy all the picture, and then that's what they've been doing. And then after 1 month, they go back and see, okay, which picture I took. They have no idea.
They can't remember. They all look the same, right?
Exactly. So what we do with LoadProof app is they take those pictures, and then as soon as they take a batch of pictures, they add the context to it. So they say, hey, this is the truck number. This is for this customer, and this is going to this destination, right? And this is the trailer number.
So now they can sort and find the stuff when you need it.
it's all appended to the batch of pictures, and then that gets pushed to the cloud, and it all sits in the cloud, and it's there forever. And we have customers where they've given access to those pictures to their customers. So they set up user ID, password, login information for those customers. So they log in and see,
they go, look,
it's already there. Yes, we did the job right.
That's right.
Exactly. So all kinds of things are happening. I mean, even we had a liquid distributor that shipped this, but the state said, hey, if something gets broken, it's on you. But these guys do the job. It goes to a retail store, and from the retail DC, and from the retail DC, it goes to a retail store. So when somebody messes up between the retail DC and the retail store, even these guys were responsible. It's
how
not
that?
that
That makes sense.
The state said, hey, this is how it needs to be done. I mean,
but now with your system, they have the proof.
Exactly.
Like, hey, when it got to there, everything was good.
Exactly.
So now the problem began after this.
Exactly. So they're able to say, hey, I did my job right.
Right.
If there is any compliance issue, especially when you're
but
shipping.
That probably saves a ton of money.
Exactly. The claims problems
Goes
get
away.
solved so quickly once somebody shows pictures.
Right.
That's a big help. And we have saved millions of dollars for our customers. We got like 80 plus sites, onboarded on that tool. That's been really good. And that's where, we are looking at all the AI and ML, and because Google, has made this camera really, really smart with the Android operating system. I mean, you can. There are people that are using these mobile devices with cameras in Africa to identify diseases that are, in leaves.
Wow.
Using machine learning and AI.
Man, it's amazing.
You take your mobile device and then point at the leaf. The mobile device reads, takes a picture of
quality.
Exactly.
Wow, that's amazing.
So that's machine learning and AI. So we are looking at, hey, how can we leverage that and bring that into supply
into the
chain
business world, right?
Exactly. How can identify quality defects, right? Identify any kind of compliance issues. Hey, if a data is invalid, identify or count number of boxes on a pallet. Right. Things like that. So that's where it's going. Yeah.
Now, how has the ATDC helped you?
ATDC is huge help. I think I cannot imagine being here and the progress that we've made. Georgia Tech ATDC. Without that, I cannot imagine being here, because I'll tell you why. When I started, this was 2013. I started in my basement. Mm-hmm. Imagine sitting in a basement and calling a chief financial officer and saying, hey, I can save you $500,000.
Trust me.
Where are you calling me from? I'm sitting in my basement. Right? So, I had a great resume. I've got great experience. I know the industry really well. But, there is certain credibility that you got to have, and certain credentials that are expected
and connections.
Exactly,
connections. Right? Yeah, how many connections does ATDC have? When you're making a call, there's somebody in this room that knows somebody there a lot of the time.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. And also think about it, right? When in the B2B world, the way it works is you are making a case. Hey, guys, look at this. I got this amazing tool, and I can help you. And there is a person that's genuinely interested on the other side.
Right, because everybody wants to get better.
I want this tool. Solution. I see an opportunity, but I want to look good in front of my boss.
Right.
I want to look good in front of my peers. I want to look good in front of my employees.
Right.
So I cannot show a guy that's coming from a basement. No,
right.
I want to have I want to have somebody with good credentials. At that time, when we say, hey, we are Georgia Tech and we are associated with the Advanced Technology Development Center, and we tell the story. ATDC is, there are like really smart scientists sitting there and doing crazy research, and ATDC helps commercialize that invention, and we are part of that. It helps a lot. It helps
you tell a better story, right?
Oh, tremendously, yes.
See, and their DC is different than your DC.
Yes.
Right? So what's next? What do you need more of?
I think we've made great progress from where we started. I think we have to, it's very easy now, especially with the capital markets and with the investors and with all the things that are out there. It's very easy to raise funds.
Right, but now you got to be careful.
Exactly.
You don't want to raise funds too soon.
Exactly. It's really, funds or we bring in investors when we are ready to light the rocket on fire. Right. So that's how it works. We work on a technology. We develop something.
Isn't that funny how things have changed? Like at first you're like, I'll raise funds, I need money. And now you're like, well, let's wait a second.
Exactly.
Let's see if we can tough it out a little bit longer.
Yes.
Maybe wait a little bit, then raise money. And
Exactly,
then I won't
That's
get diluted as much.
Exactly.
Right?
That's where we have to be extremely careful because, the last thing we want is, raise the, light the rocket on fire and then it blows up, right?
Right.
So we have to be extremely careful and manage the growth and also make sure, the customers are taken care really well. The product is great. Product is highly stable and, delivers on the value prop and things like that.
Get those repeat customers.
Correct. Scaling up challenges. I mean,
Right.
we have to very carefully and if you're we have try to inculcate the discipline, hey, let's do everything smartly without, going for external funding, right? That's what we have done all along. And we've been very creative in that, because, necessity is the mother of invention. When you need something and, you don't have, okay, how do we
figure it out first?
Exactly.
Before asking for help, right?
So we try to figure out things and it's amazing when you go through that journey and then, oh man, you can do that so easily and so quickly. Why do you have to go and raise money?
Right.
When your creativity and all that.
That becomes part of the company's culture, though, right?
Exactly.
We're problem solvers. We're scrappy. We're figuring this stuff out.
We'll figure it out at a low cost. And
Right.
you know what? We question so much and we are very frugal with our resources. And that completely, helps you adapt to that situation, and you are evolve into that
Right.
situation. So you're like getting, you're building another expertise where you can literally, make things out of nothing, right?
Right.
So I think we got good at that to some extent, but we got to be careful to get the next level. I think at some point of time we still have to.
Well, I think that it's an exciting time for you. A lot of exciting things happen. It seems like you have a concept that is getting traction. You are making inroads. You have big customers, right? You're getting a lot of enterprise-level companies using the devices. So best of luck. If anybody wants to learn more and get a hold of you, what's the coordinates?
It's Puga at smartgladiator.com.
And smartgladiator.com is the website?
Website, yes. Yeah.
And then there's kind of videos. They can see the device in action. And if they want you to come out or talk to them, you love doing that.
Absolutely, yeah. We
You'll
have
do
all
that
kinds
all day
of.
long, right?
Absolutely. Would love to do that. Would love to help out the supply chain community and, we'll and we always do a pilot for people because we want to make sure not only
see it in action.
Exactly.
Then they can make an informed decision.
Exactly. Not only we want to make sure that they're getting a good product that works for their systems. We also make sure, hey, we are able to support you as a whatever infrastructure you guys have. So yeah.
And then right now you're getting the word out through trade shows. You do a lot of work in trade shows.
No, actually, we didn't go to trade shows. I mean, because that's expensive,
right?
right?
That's too expensive.
Yes. So we do a lot of social media. Social media
webinars
has
and things like that.
And one important rule that we have learned, I mean, again from Georgia Tech ATDC, is that companies that get past that, basically there is something called product market fit. Right. So that is a stage where that's proven, right? Until that's proven, what they generally recommend is you leverage the thought leadership, the new ideas, the innovation aspects, the best practices. So that's what we do. We, for example, we got one really really good blog, top 10 best practices that you can implement in your distribution center tomorrow, with no system changes, very very little process changes. We gave out 10 really good practices, 10 solid videos.
And that piece of content gets a lot of traction, and that helps get leads for you.
Exactly. And all along what we have done is there is something called theory of preeminence. Mm-hmm. Basically what it is people always want to do business with experts.
Right.
So you go and showcase your expertise. You say, hey, and that's another reason why we have naturally evolved into a leader of this wearable technology, because we have this bigger screen device, smaller screen device, Bluetooth device, wired device, and any customization that you want we can implement, and we bring in the best UI and UX and everything that we do. So nobody does that. Nobody ever does that. Everybody's core business is something else.
Smart Gladiator does it.
Exactly. Smart Gladiator does it.
If they want it, they got to go through you.
Exactly. That's why we are the leader in that space right now. And we have a lot more coming, in terms of capabilities that enterprises can take advantage of from our products. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your story today.
Oh, thank you very much for the opportunity, and I had a great time.
All right. That's Smart Gladiator, smartgladiator.com to find the coordinates. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. This is Lee Cantor for Stone Payton. We will see you all next time on ATDC Radio.